Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy King Dozo here with my week 8 match. Does the bear get washed? Playing against my boy Dr. Riz from Rizadelphia. I don't know what his showdown name is, but it's cool. Here we are, week 8. We're playing for third place. Well, sorry, second and third place. And as you guys know, I've prepped with Dr. Riz all season. This man's got some immense talent. We played yesterday, so the game has been played, but you know I'm not going to give anything away until we get to the matchup and you guys can see if I got rizzed or not. But let's move into it. So let's click over to the next one. We like to thank Harry the Hooligan, as always, GoldynGuy and Springfield Startmies for the continual help in my front office. Always there for ideas and stuff like that, so I appreciate them. Also wanted to throw a huge shout out to Kingston Shadows this week. I might even share his Discord in the description. All in my description, guys, will be the links to all these 3 men upstairs YouTube. And I might try to put Kingston's Discord invite link there, so you can go over there. He has a Discord devoted to Draft League, so you can put, there's a draft help channel which is really good. There's some really talented guys in there, so go check it out. As you can see, I've got a big cross on Philadelphia Flygons because the man's usually here helping me, but this week he decided to go and fight me. Come on, buddy. It's like fighting Master Splinter. You're gonna lose. Let's move on. Let's look at the matchup, guys. Philadelphia Flyers, really cool team. It's a team I would draft. I know we copped a little bit of lowness in the power rankings pre-season, but I can tell you now, me and a couple of the other boys were like, no, this guy's got it. This guy's got the Riz. It's all in the name. You got Ursula Blood Moon, which is frightening as hell. Speed tier, nice speed tier of 119 with Cinderace. We all know what Cinderace does. Even the Libero nerf, it's still that dude. You got Scizor. We all know what Scizor does. Been doing it since Gen 2. Galarian Weezing, that big thick boy. Thundy is frightening as hell. Vaporeon, Azelf. Azelf's been so good for him this season. I didn't talk him into it, but I think I mentioned it to him in the draft or post draft or whatever it was, and he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to grab it. Mienshao, Sableye, Cyclizar, Terra Captain Fairy, and Nubble. And we have Dunsparce, Ghost, and Fairy Terra. On our side of the roster, we have Iron Treads, Slowking, Taunty, Greninja, Battlebond, and Protein, Comfey, Ogreprong, Cornerstone, Kamoa, Rotom Wash, Avalugg, Driftbloom, Terra, Fighting, and Steel, with Magmar as the new addition as well. Straight off the bat, very hard game for me to prep for because I know Philadelphia are the type of guys that they sort of think out of the box, and he's a very smart dude. I've prepped with him for a large period of time this season. I do expect the Bear, I do expect Scizor, and I do expect Vaporeon and Thundurus. Now the next two are super hard, like Azelf goes pretty good, Sableye is just annoying. Got some good physical attackers there, but not enough to maybe bring Sableye. Weezing's really nice, will be a bit of a pain for me to break down, but he probably sees a Glowking as being a bit of a threat there because he can't just switch a Scizor safely into a Sludge Bomb because I carry Flamethrower and you know that type of stuff, so that's really nice for me. Cinderace looks like it should probably come, but I'm not a big hazard setter, so unless he wants to bring it banded, but then he's like, maybe he looks at Avalugg and goes, well, it can be, if he brings Avalugg and he runs Terra Fairy or he runs Terra Ghost, it's like, it's not great for me. Kamoa also with Bulletproof, blocks Pyroballs, then I'm like, okay, then I've got to run Flare Blitz, and maybe it comes, maybe it doesn't. I think like a Will-O-Wisp, Super Fang U-turn set would be a real pain in my backside, with like Pyroball or High Jump Kick or something along those lines. It would be really annoying. Sizzle, I expect Sizzle to be very bulky. Like, really, what Sizzle needs speed for? My speed tiers obviously are really bad between 80 and 38, so it makes it so like things like Scizor, Vaporeon, Weezing, even the Bear, there's just no point running speed on them because they've got to catch base 80 and then it's like, or base 85, whatever they want to go to, and it's like, it's no point. So Sizzle actually can be really bulky. I'm expecting like a Choice Band or a Life Orb set, Maybe Ockerberry set's very common. Sword Stance Ockerberry could be a real pain in the backside. Even Sword Stance Lumberry. So you can try Sword Stance on my Rotom or something like that. It would be really, really cool for him. Wheezing, I fully expect Wheezing if it came to be like Levitate with Will-O-Wisp, Strange Steam / Play Rough, probably Strange Steam, maybe Flamethrower, Defogger, Pain Split, just to be a bit of a disruptor. Thundy, AV or Choice Scarf. That's fully what I expect it to be. It'll be AV or Choice Scarf. I don't see it coming with Bulk Up or well, it could come with Bulk Up. Don't get me wrong. Like Riz can run this sort of stuff, but I just think AV into my team. I got a Glow King, I got a Tornadus, and I got a Greninja, who are all pretty special. I got a Comfey with priority. As much as Fairy and Grass isn't going to do too much, it's just nice. I mean, I've got Drifblim there, probably going to want to be an Unburdened special setup set. So it's pretty damn solid. And even Komodo and Rotom with the Volt Absorb, it's really nice switch into Rotom. Vaporeon, so this synergy here for him this season's been really key. The Volt Absorb, Water Absorb combo. Very, very solid. You want to be smacking off electric moves into a Vaporeon, healing Thundy, vice versa. You know, Thundy doesn't really care about water moves, I guess. But Vaporeon, I fully sort of expect it to be possibly a setup set or a Wish Flip Turn set. I think he'll have watched some of my games where teams have used a bulky water type, aka I'm talking about the Primarina matchup I had a couple of weeks ago against Tokyo, and that slow water flip turn was really, really effective. I didn't overlook it a few weeks ago, but I thought Primarina might have had a couple other sets, but I never overlook a flip turn. So he might look at that to get his strong guys in. Azelf to me, speed tier wise, it's a really good lead. It can just lead, be faster than Ogerpon. It can lead and Thunder Wave, Light Screen, Yawn, Explosion, Stealth Rocks, whatever it wants to do. It can just set rocks and go boom. I don't have a ghost type except Avalugg, which you can't level Avalugg in against Azelf. With could be special, could be mixed, whatever. Mystic Power set would be quite annoying, but I believe Slow King can handle that. You'll get into the team in a minute. Mienshao is an odd one. I actually didn't think Mienshao would come. I just don't think it would come with Tornadus there. I know it has triple axle, but like I got a whole Rotom there. If I switch that in with a Rocky Helmet, it's hard. I've got an Avalugg there, which goes Terror, so it takes away its stab. It can run knockoff, but Avalugg's bulky enough to tank a knockoff. If I let him run knockoff, and I ran a weakness policy on Avalugg in setting of a Trick Room Chilly Reception set where you can come in and have that defense there anyway, and then Terror and then Procket and it's just really solid. I mentioned Sableye before. Maybe with the amount of physical attackers, it might be a good bring, but then I've got a good amount of those can be special as well. Like when you're looking at Comfey as well as a Terra captain, Terra expects Comfey not too bad into this team outside of like Wheezing and Scizor. I guess Spadef, Dunsparce as well. And we get down to his Cyclizar. Look, not a big hazard user. I don't expect Cyclizar. I fully expect Dunsparce if he brings a Terra captain. Like I could see Dunsparce not coming and it being Cinderace or Wheezing or even Mienshao. Like Mienshao's not bad. I love Mienshao. It's one of my favourite fighting types with that Regenerator. It would fit nicely in my team, ironically, because it's of Regenerator and the double regen I got. But close combats, triple axle, knockoff, U-turn, maybe Choice Scarf, maybe Assault Vest, maybe Choice Band. I don't really see it being Swords Dance unless it's Swords Dance Trailblaze, which is actually pretty effective. Pretty solid. But again, with a whole Flame Body Magmar there, he has to respect that as well. Magmar's actually quite interesting in this matchup. I definitely have never ruled it out in this game because it has the ability to hit the bear with fighting type moves and so forth. Bulky fire type. Defensively, Cinderace isn't hitting it too hard. Scizor gets cooked by it. It can throw Will-O-Wisps around on everything. Nothing wants a Will-O-Wisp. It gets knockoff, so the Dunsparce isn't safe. It gets Clear Smog, so things can't set up like Vaporeon, Dunsparce, that sort of stuff can't set up. Like it's just a really, really solid mon here that he definitely should not overlook. I really like Magmar into this game. Whether I brought it or not, it remains to be seen. But let's get into it. Let's move down to the next one. We'll look at the starter, who is into the team first, and it's Mad Hatter making a return. Had a rest on the bench last week watch the boys get the job done against the Kaborka Gangars. We've brought a pretty offensive, or much more offensive, Slow King than I have in other weeks. So Assault Vest, Regenerator with max HP, 158 for def, 98. Special attack, Modest Nature, Surf, Psychic Noise, Acid Spray, Flamethrower. Now, you see the special attacks so I can boost with that. 158 in Spadef lets me be not 2-hit KO'd by Blood Moon's Earth Powers or a Dark Pulsing Thundy, a Shadow Balling Azelf, and also lets me, lives Blood Moon pretty well. So like I can take some chip from something. If he brings Blood Moon in, I can cook it with Surf. And like I can confidently stay in. Like it's so damn thick. But Slow King's just here to be an annoyance and really put the pressure on. Things like Knock Off aren't going to knock it out on the full, so it can run Psychic Noise and kill Mian Shao's. Psychic Noise is there over Psychic or Future Sight to kill Vaporeon. He can't safely ever bring in Scizor. Cinderace isn't bulky enough to really want to switch in. And now, look, the Acid Spray is the one you might be scratching your head about why I've got Acid Spray. So, I fully believe a Calm Mind Vaporeon or a Calm Mind Dunsparce or a Coil Dunsparce will probably come. One of them two, if not both, and be a real pain on my backside for me to break down. But if I have Psychic Noise there, the rest of the team ties in where this king can get in, get something out, maybe sack something and get in a hitter, and all of a sudden he's put back into position on the back foot where he's lost his Pokemon. So yeah, that's what Glow King's here for. Dead set, man. This thing's been my MVP this season. I absolutely love Glow King. Treads has been a little bit of a letdown for me, but I think that's the coach and that's me. I mean, last week it was Mega Horny. Go check that video out to see how good it went. But yeah, I've loved this thing. I will draft this thing every day of the week. So damn good. Let's move into the next Pokemon. We have Terra Steel, Driftbloom, Hindenburg with Lumberry. I did have Citrus Berry, but I've changed it to Lumberry purely because I feel like he could be a bit of a paralysis type game, and if I can get it, if he brings Sableye and he wants to switch it in, and I'm attacking. If he doesn't encore me, obviously, I can Shadow Ball. Strength Sap's there to take things off Scizor if he wants to knock me off. The Bear, once I've got a Calm Mind or two up, I'm very, very solid, and that's where I play that game there. Like Blood Moon, obviously good, but if he Blood Moons and I Terra Steel, he's in trouble. Weezing doesn't like Terra Blasts. Azelf doesn't appreciate this thing. Again, he's just got a lot of status there. He can body slam me with his Serene Grace Dunsparce. I can get Parrot. I can get my Lumberry. I can proc that turn, and then I can start throwing hands myself. And then I've got the Shadow Ball there. It hits everything except for Cyclizar, but Terra Blast, especially if he went with the Fairy. Terra, I can pop that as well. So it's a rather strong mon. Look, as a Steel type, Fighting type mons suck, but if my Berries popped, my Lums popped, that makes Strength Saps really nice against Cinderaces and that sort of stuff, and I can pull the positives from them, keeping my HP around. So Hindenburg, I'm really looking forward to using. Give it to Terra, and it's come to 2 games out of 3 since it's got Terra. So it's a really solid mon. I'm really keen to use it. Let's move on to the next mon. Is my Rotom Roche full load. Shout out to Kingston for the set. I was just going to run basic set with 252, 252 and like normal, but this week I've decided same set as the last actually 3 weeks. Willow, Hydro, Volt Switch, and Pain Split. It's just so damn good, so damn effective when you're looking at this mon. But Kingston's like, bro, put some special attack in there. That's 160. Volt Switch is doing hurt. And the Pain Split will go crazy with Dunsparce's high HP stat, with Bear's decent HP stat, with Vaporeon's HP stat, and passing wishes around. This thing can take a hit, Pain Split it all back off. Take a hit, Pain Split it all back off. And putting down the hurt with Will-O-Wisp, putting down the hurt with Hydro Pumps. Pumps and Volt Switches pair very nicely with Glow King. This thing, Glow King can pump, can spray, get out into this, and then it wants to throw up a pump. Pump actually at 160 HP kills a non-AV max HP Scizor, so that's really, really nice. Just here to be a nuisance, another nuisance. So this thing and Glow King this week are going to be a really big part of the defensive core. that was the plan for him anyway. Well, let's move into the big dog, Jin Sakai. Expert belt this week, protein with max or timid 248 speed. That's all I needed to have speed. Cycles are, so basically max speed. Grass Knot Surf, Ice Beam Sludge Wave, that just is what it is. I was so close to running this thing with Battle Bomb this week, but I just chose protein because if I can throw off a Grass Knot on Vaporeon, then he can't just bring the bear in and do stuff like that. Sludge Wave, Ice and Ice Beam, just there for nice coverage wise. Sludge Wave, I bought Sludge Wave purely for if he Terra Fairy Dunsparce. Just another way to beat it, especially with again this is where it comes in, especially with Glow Kings using Acid Spray. So yeah, a Battle Bond set with the Acid Spray would have been really damaging to him. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Greninja this week, and we'll see if it gets any kills. Let's move on to the big dog, Miss Ryuken. Choice specs this week, enough speed. Sorry guys if you can't hear me very well. My neighbour's brought out his freaking power saw and decided it's time to do some work. But anyway, we've got Clangorous Scales, Boom Burst, Aura Sphere, Flamethrower. Now Flamethrower is there obviously for Sizzle. Clangorous Scales, if he doesn't bring Wheezing, absolutely tears him apart. Pretty much 2-hit KOs his whole team. Boom Burst is there as a good one if he doesn't bring Sableye, because I think it's going to be hard for him to bring Wheezing and Sableye, honestly, unless that's his defensive core there, which make with Vaporeon, then it's like hard for him his offense to juggle. But yeah, if he doesn't bring Wheezing, Clang Scales, just don't worry about screens. If he brings screens, I can just go straight through them. Modest, punching hard. Vaporeon has to have a lot of Spidef to live a Clangorous Scales. And its speed here, I'm faster than a Adamant Sizzle. I don't see Sizzle being max speed Jolly. It just doesn't make sense to make it that. Especially if Kamoa gets out with the Dragon Dance and it doesn't, nullifies his EVs, and it makes them a little bit wasted in my opinion. But yeah, that's Kamoa. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Bird Up Tornadus T Assault Vest this week to help with the Blood Moon. So this thing and Rotom and Slowking are my defensive core, along with as well, I guess, Kamoa in some regards. Knock off Heatwave, Bleakwind Storm, Grass Knot. I was very close to running U-turn, but I think knockoffs are very important. Again, I'm scared of Dunsparce setting up on me, and it's literally I've been set up on by a Dunsparce in a draft a while ago, so I won't forget it. We are max speed. I think that's basically just it speed ties the Cyclizar. I almost just dropped the speed to speed tie Cinderace, but I was like, no, it's not worth it. Beat Cinderace, sorry. It's not worth it to save a handful of EVs, be like 12 in the HP or whatever. Heatwave handles Scizor. Bleakwind Storm's just nice because it's Bleakwind, and Grass Knot is just decent against the bear and what's the other Pokemon's name? Vaporeon. But that's the team. That's the 6. That's where we're at. We'll jump over to the game now, guys, and we'll have a watch and see what happens. So as you can see in the matchup now, he's got Blood Moon, Dunsparce, Scizor, Vaporeon, Mienshao, and Thundurus. So right here in my head, I'm like, okay, Blood Moon's going to be bulky with I think a big amount of special attack. It's probably going to be a little bit specially bulky. It could be AV. I probably think it might want to run like a Calm Mindy sort of set. It would be really tough for me to beat. Dunsparce, I'm going to, again, either Glare Rocks, Pain in the Backside set, or Coil or Calm Mind set. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm like, straight away, okay, knock off Torn's really nice there. Again, the Acid Spray from Slowking, super solid. Sizzle, it's Sizzle. It does what Sizzle does. It wants to bullet punch you in the face. It could be very well be choice banned on this style of team. Looking at his roster, it would be very nice to be just choice band U-turn, choice band Aerial Ace for my Kamoa, choice band Bullet Punch. Could just really be a pain in my back there. Choice band knockoff. But Vaporeon, I was like, okay, I don't think Vaporeon is going to be set up in this roster, in this 6. It more so looks like a supportive type on a Flip Turn or Wisher and that type of stuff. So I'm like, okay, boom, Slowking is a good switch there. And then he either has to protect to get health back on and then to stop the Psychic Noise, but nothing. He hasn't got a Dark type, so Psychic Noise is free to stop any Wish passing. So he switches in Fundy and I hit it with Psychic Noise, boom there, it can't get boosted, it can't get health. Same with Blood Moon, same with done spies, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so that's my mindset there. Me and Xiao, I'm like, okay, this thing and Thundy, they're either going to be AV, Scarf. That's what I'm thinking between them, AV and Scarf. One of them is AV, one of them is Scarf, possibly both Scarf, but I think one of them would be AV and one of them would be Scarf. I mentioned that in my team pre-match. So let's get going and see how it goes right here. Because originally I was going to lead with Tornadus if I see an Azelf, just so I can knock off. But when I see no Azelf, I see no Dark type, no Ghost type, anything like that. I'm like, no wheezing, straight up, bang. I'm leading Komodo and I'm putting on the pain. So right here, I just stay there. I'm not too worried if he Thunder Waves me out because I'm sort of slow anyway. And I just throw out a big clanger of scales and I do big damage on Vaporeon. See that it's leftover, so it was nice damage. That was nice to find out. I go straight into my Mad Hatter. I didn't want to risk, I know these things got Alluring Voice. I didn't want to risk the Fairy move for one, and I could get straight into my Mad Hatter and begin my roll. He can't wish on me, he can't wish pass on me, as he doesn't. Mad Hatter, he goes straight into Blood Moon as I throw off a Psychic Noise, and that does big money to Freddy Fazbear. As he bangs off a Blood Moon, thinking that's going to kill, and I just surf in his face. And Glow King, turn 4, feel the glow, baby. Mad Hatter is here and ready to kill. So out comes Thundy. I double out, knowing this thing has the U-turn as he duck pulses, which is really, really nice. And then I can, again, just freely throw off a big clanger of scales. I almost did click Flamethrower there, but I was like, it's just not worth it. As I see Mr. Clamps. Now, Mr. Clamps has got a fair bit of bulk in him, and I'm like, oh, I really don't want to take a hit here. I'm gonna stay in with Komodo, especially since I was -1 defense. So I went into my Rotom, and any move he does, Rotom was going to be like, okay, no worries, and get some health back. So Rotom, I double out into Slowking as he hits Discharge. Slowking doesn't really care about it. I thought he might have hit Discharge earlier. I know I can take a Dark Pulse. I throw off a Flamethrower just because he wants to U-turn or switch out into Scizor. I get out of there with my Slowking so I can get some regen. I'm not too scared about the Discharge on Komodo, because Komodo is just here to punch holes as I get paralyzed, which is really, 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 really unfortunate. As he bullet punches on my Ryukin, I just throw off a Clank of Scales, and there goes Mr. Clamps. So the para did suck a little bit, but it is what it is. Komodo was pretty disposable at this point. So I let Komodo go down, getting another kill for the season. I bring in Hindenburg here, and here's a big mistake by me. And you know, it didn't matter in the concept of the game. Actually played against me in the game, to tell you the truth. But for some reason, I had Fairy over Steel. I don't know why. So very, very graciously didn't get DQ'd for it, just because of its impact in the game. But yeah, I expect better from myself from this. That was a big mistake by me. But he throws off Discharge there. I throw off a Calm Mind, so I know I can live another one as he throws off another Discharge, getting the para at some point. Does he get the para at some point? No, he doesn't get it there. Throws off another one, and I get parried there. I Lumberry up as I Calm Mind again. And from this point, I'm like, oh, I just sweep here with Shadow Ball. I was pretty much just going to hit Shadow Ball regardless and let myself die. But yeah, it didn't really matter in the concept of the game, because the same thing would have happened because it would have been Steel, and it is what it is. So I go out to Thundy, I knock off and kill the AV. Now that I realise, obviously I know I've known for a while the AV on the Thundy, and the knockoff was huge there. And Rotom here, I just paint split up as I see him coil. I'm like, beautiful, beautiful. He's coiled, so he's physical, he's probably going to body slam, maybe EQ. So I throw out the Will-O-Wisp, and as he coils again, then I Volt Switch out of there. Okay, I get out of here now, and it's a nice time to be removing myself from the battle, and into my Slowking as he hits Rest. Now, from this point, I'm like, okay, if he's Rest, he's probably Sleep Talk, he's probably going to be Mono Body Slam. He does throw out the Mono Body Slam. I knew I could live that with my investment, because Slowking is the greatest Pokemon ever made, and it's just too much. As I throw out that move, you can just see Riz just be like, oh my god, this I was going to win this game, and now I'm going to lose. He switches out as I pain split. I get a bit of H back with full load, and now I'm in a really good position where full load just Volt Switches, Volt Switches, Volt Switches, Volt Switches. It's just what it does. Really, really solid. So I go out to Glow King as he flip turns. I only went to Glow King because there wasn't any damaging move it was going to do to me that was hectic. Go back into Glow King, hoping for a go back into Rotom for some Rocky Helmet damage, and we're back in that position again. I Volt Switch on out of there into my Tornadus as he throws down a coil. I was hoping he wouldn't body slam parry me there. Getting rid of its item is huge for me here. As he rests on up, he's lost his item. I get back into my Rotom Wash, and I'm like, again, I can just take a body slam, no worries in the world, and I can pain split up, get myself up, and take some damage away from him, and take some HP away from him, forcing him to be in struggle street. Remember, I've got the Rocky Helmet, so he's going to damage himself, so I get good damage there. I Volt Switch on out of there, and now he's just well and truly in range. I probably should have went Greninja there, but I think I went Glow King because I knew I could tank. Like Greninja probably would have killed there, but I just didn't want to play it safe. I wanted to play it safe where I didn't have to switch into a Rotom into a close combat and put myself in that rough position, especially if Mienshao wasn't AV. So I'm very lucky there. Rotom will pick up this kill with hitting the Hydro Pump. Thank God Full Load has been fully loaded all season and not missed a Hydro. I go into my bird up as I am fully expecting a triple axle. I go back out, I catch the triple axle, he hits all three, and Whiskers is in big amounts of trouble here as Rotom is preparing to Volt Switch on out of there. As we do switch on out of there and back into my Glow King, and this is what I mentioned before, like Mad Hatto's, it died earlier, now it's alive, it's full health. I could tank any knockoff from that HP range without a crit and Psychic Noise for the kill. So Rotom Glow King just worked insanely well. The game plan went fantastic. I didn't do any mocks this week, which is probably why I didn't catch that big stuff up on my Drifblim. So yeah, yet again, thank you very much to the boys. I was prepared to cop the DQ for it, but Riz is like, we're in chat after the game. He's like, absolutely no way. There's no way you can DQ the man for that. Like, it mattered nothing in the game. So huge respect for Riz. He was awesome to deal with, time restraint wise, because we both had busy lives. But we prep every week, so it was always going to be together every week for our games. I said to him in week 1, I'm like, we don't play at week 8, bro. Let's get to the finals and be the power couple. And we definitely achieved that this season and going through. So we'll jump back to, we pick up a good 4-0. It's a nice way to finish the season. We'll go back to the matchup and we'll have a look at Dr. Riz's team. He bought Freddy Fazbear, which is Ursaluna, Blood Moon with Earth Power, Vacuum Wave, Moonlight, and yeah, Blood Moon. It's so good. Modest Nature, Max Special Attack, Match HP. That's what I expected. Invincible was a dunce pass this week with Serene Grace, Terra Fairy. So it was a good call to have Greninja to have that Sidewave over Duck Pulse. Careful Nature, Max Spadef, Max HP, Coil, Body Slam, Sleep Talk, Rest. My dog is barking. Sorry about that, guys. Mr. Clamps, Max Attack, Adamant with the leftovers. Technician, Bullet Punch, Defog, U-Turn, Knockoff. Vaporeon with leftovers, Max HP, 56 attack, and 200 Spadef. Scold, Wish, Flip Turn, Adoring Voice. Choice Scarf, Sensei with CC, Knockoff, Triple Axle, U-Turn. Called that before the game, and Thunny was a Soul Burst call before the game. I did expect Thunderbolt or Volt Switch, but he had Discharge, Dark Pulse, Focus Blast, and U-Turn. So that was obviously going to take on the treads pretty well. But yeah, that's the team, guys. That's where we're at. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong one. That's it. That's the roster. That's the game. That's week 8. We go into the finals. We roll 2 good wins against 2 quality teams. Wish us luck. We're playing Bumble Z. And he's got a Terraditto, so we're terrified of that. Have a good day, guys. Have a good night wherever around the world, and I'll see you next time.